Architect Krishnarao Jaisim is an Indian architect and educator, best known as the founder of Fountainhead. He has created and recreated countless homes, institutions, and commercial enterprises. He has written over 150 papers and articles, made about 1,500 presentations, serves on several boards and councils, and also finds time to interact with students of architecture all over India. Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of the Sketchbook Sound, a podcast held by the Legion Student Council of SOA DSATM. It's me, Sana here. So today's episode, our guest is Architect Jaisim sir, and right now we are in front of one of his projects, that is the Suvila Retirement Village. So could you elaborate about your project on Suvila Retirement Home?
My wife one day, the Bangalore hospital, small body meeting was going on. She went to the stage and asked me, "What? Okay, it's nice to run a hospital. What happens when you get older and tired?" Immediately, one of the doctors still says, "Yes, ma'am, good idea." So next day, we went on a ride all over Kanakura. And that time I was doing the archive living. The big stadium and the Sri University. I said, it's familiar. He just wrote down, "Hey, so what are you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking at this terrain." So my father came back. He said, "That's barren." I said, "That's the right, it's a drawing sheet with nothing on it. Absolutely nothing on it." He said, "Go." Then Dr. Shekhar and John comes up. He said, "Jason, design." But nobody owned it.
Okay, all the cottages fairly identical, with multiple.
And can you see any of them?
No.
Then what is the problem? Why do you draw perspectives and elevations? It's an absolute waste. That's how it started. The Bible one. They said, "First you must come and sit." That's how my cottage was built. They said, "Sorry, you want balcony." I said, "Okay, we will all have balcony. We all have balcony." So one by one stage started. Then we built one, two. Lots of people came. Still coming. So it became planted, developed again. One Deepak Rao came. Plantation came. Lal Bagh helped me. Urban Park helped me. The forest department assisted. They wanted some plants. I said, "The master plan is mine." I mean, didn't say it. I said, "The community center will be independent. The resident center will be independent.
The green system is independent. But they will all get a place to walk without much steps. So that easier to walk.
Those who want to climb steps, I'll show you slowly. Who insist on saying, "I want to climb, my leg must walk." Terrible thing. How to do that? They do not. I said, "You walk for 300 or how many feet down? 150 feet down or something? Without even knowing on the ramp." No. 100. You have to climb some 350 steps. Then I'll make you climb. I can't slowly people go.
So we heard that you were inspired by Fountainhead, the book. So how did you get to the book, and what inspired you from it?
You're talking about almost 6 decades back, or even more. I was not a great reader. And my college going was more, they made me Union of the President's thing. I wanted to play cricket. If I had continued to play, I would have been with all these top fellows by now, retired. Then it shifted. I'm just talking very briefly. And my grandfather was an architect. So she said, at that time, I think there were 3 schools or 4 schools of architecture. She said, why doesn't you? Because I was more good at little sketching and wouldn't bother to go. Why don't you do architecture? I said, I don't understand. Anyway, it went. Then my brother, when he realized I'm going to join architecture or something, he said, you must read the book, The Fountainhead. When I was going through the School of Architecture, I read. Initially, I wouldn't touch it. So what is the other book? He said, written the Atlas Shrugged. And he said, how can you shrug an atlas? That was so thick, that book. He sent it, he got it from somewhere. Then he said, I don't get the book here. So I went to the United Library by the US Library. Indo-American Library or something was in Madras. They were very happy that somebody even looking for something. So they gave me the thing, the list. I said, who wrote this? I said, what? Don't worry, sir. The US Embassy somehow, for what reason, I don't know, comes up. We've got collections of some books of hers. People like to read. Ayn Rand. I don't know what got into me. I wrote a letter to her. The US Embassy said, we'll ensure it will go to US. It went. But she wouldn't receive. She is on Dada. Nathaniel Brandon, who was her co-person, you remember? He took the letter. He wrote a very first, she admires what you have written as a student, blah, blah, blah. And here is one copy of her. In the US Embassy said, there's a special letter, come and collect it. So I went to collect it. That's when I read her, it changed my entire way of looking. Imagine a Russian becoming an American and reading about a subject beyond thoughts. I shifted my thoughts. So after Chitale, 4 years of working with Chitale, various categories and doing projects, when I started my firm, see how it speaks, the stream. They said, what will you call your firm? I said, let's call it Fountainhead. That's how Jaisim Fountainhead as an organization started.
So how would you balance aesthetics and the function of a space in a design?
Good question, very interesting. First, you must, I don't know why, I think I should have given you the lecture I was giving in the room today. What is aesthetics? The sense of art. But can I just, as I was telling you in the morning, can I just have paints and a canvas and just make it into paint? No. I need something to represent. And what is that something? I must come to something which is in nature or in my imagination. But my imagination comes from where? It needs something to come. That is one function. That function transforms because of form. Because function by itself is what? Nothing. Form gives the function a meaning. Then form looks at aesthetics. That's why I told you in the morning, again I'm repeating. If the form just is built by a strong structure and doesn't make any sense. Art by itself cannot make any sense because it cannot form. So when art fuses with function to create spaces, then architecture is born. Architecture by itself cannot survive, cannot even happen. That is when the next level comes, is called ecology and acoustics. That is a higher level of architecture, which very few people understand. Ecology is the highest norm of human. I won't like the word green or whatever, is human habitat.
So could you suggest some innovative ideas or sustainable ideas for this generation architecture?
I don't know what sustainability is. To be very frank, what is sustainability? Then they talked about green buildings. Before I could talk, the IGBC called me, sir, you're a life member, Green Building Council. And then it became International Green Building, I'm life member. For what? So I said, I've not painted my buildings green. I like the chairman, shush, you keep your comment. Became a conclusion. What is really, what did you ask the question again?
the sustainable and innovative ideas.
Every project belongs to a different human being. Are there two human beings which are identical? Yet they have a characteristics which are identical. That is the language. I thought you would ask this question earlier. You can know letters in a language. Knowing letters gets you nowhere. Then you can learn to write words. The words don't make commitments. The words can make them sentences. Then sentences become paragraphs. But then, what is the content? You need a story. Every architecture is a story. Without the story, the rest of it is. Technology is my latest subject in everything. Technology can do anything, but it is the stupidest thing on earth. Next day I was made the Structural Engineers World Congress Life Member. Anywhere I shout, next day I am Life Member. Then I brought art, the art center, and that's why I was watching. It looks very familiar when you said. They became great friends. Film artists, painting artists, Pushpamal, all those people. But we smiled. I said, how are you going to do art? So Miss Subbulakshmi, we did houses for the dancer. She looked, what do you mean, Jaisim? Madam, without the mic you can't sing. Without the voice you can't sing. And that violinist needs a violin. That's all technology. You can make that stupid technology into beauty. But by yourself you can do nothing. Art by itself does not exist. It's purely an abstraction. You get that point? That is where your architect should understand. Oh, she's going to ask questions.
Yes. So, what is one advice that you want to give our generation architecture students?
Be bold. Don't worry about failure. But you must do your work and fail. You understand? So that's your journey. And you will now suddenly realize, see, I'm just taking a small example. When you learn sports of a high jump, simplest thing, you can't simply jump across. You have to fall at least 4 or 5 times. Then you know where to put your skip and jump. Because if any man comes first round and jump, there is something wrong. Or the rank is too low. Run slowly. It's like that. And you climb your own run, your own journey. But the dimensions of discipline very important. You can't disregard discipline. Professors have a role to play. We oldies have a role to play. Your mother and I have a role to play. And you must be able to work within the.
So, a few rapid fire questions. So, back in college, were you interested more in theory or studio subjects?
I used to run to these sites.
Okay.
No, the theory, Krishnarao, you remember Krishnarao?
Yeah,
the greatest. He was teaching
composing architecture book.
Oh, phenomenal. Most disciplined. In the beginning, I hated sitting with him on history of art. Somehow, you're the only one who got the guts to walk out of my class. And then I became his favorite student. I would sit anywhere he went, I would sit. You weren't even forced to. Simply sitting and listening. They're all sitting and listening. I don't think they understood anything. Many of them did.
He made one statement, I hate Charles Collier.
You have now brought that memory. Why I realized it, now I realized. He must have put it into my brain.
Oh, why I don't know. Yeah.
No.
He is mostly liking this Vidhan Sudha kind of building.
No, he was not really Vidhan Sudha that time. He loved Liverpool type of buildings. He had studied in Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
You need symmetry if you want, but it should have a sense of scale. Vidhan Sudha is the most horrible building on earth.
But he likes it.
No, he didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Yatara Kechari he loved.
Okay.
I never forget driving with him and sitting down looking. He said, compare this architecture with it. Why today in this time and time build this stupid thing? Taj Mahal has its own sins. That's why you will find my 100 photographs on the touch standing in front and deliberately dancing in front.
Okay, so the next question, which is harder, like the deadlines in the college projects or like live in practice?
Deadlines are dead. College projects are an adventure. You must take them with you because they have the sense, they have the time limit of practice. You should be able to take it. Theory gets it. Your expression gets it. You slowly start learning your own direction. Without college, you don't know the direction. But you can't ask the college to show you the direction. It can only say, these are the directions. Cheers. But without the college, you won't know the directions.
Which is cooler, concept generation or execution of the concept?
Cooler. You naughty. The bar is the coolest. First bar in Bangalore is designed by us. It's called The Bar. Want to remove Salim or the other fellow?
Yes, Salim.
Imagine all of them coming. I said, why are these fellows? So we want to design the bar. I said, why? We won't know. The bar. And then every club wanted a bar. So I was a bar. I used to get free scotch everywhere. Oh.
And the last question, sir, one word to describe your style of architecture. Thank you, sir, for coming. Hello everyone, welcome to another podcast of
Another podcast only we did. Start.
I am Sana, the host, and in this episode our guest is architect Jaisim sir, and right now we are in front of his
So good it is. So good. Oh my god.
Time. My God, she is dangerous, man. You know, IGBC? What is it? It's called the Indian Green Building.
Wait. We can actually do our subscribe cutting also, but not here.
Are you saying this?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
What is it? It's called the Indian Green Building.